Oh, that is way too zoomed in. So guys, I have a great idea which I think everybody is going to love and be excited about, but I'm gonna need your help. I was sitting here in my office or here in my studio, where I edit all my videos and where I do all of these, pieces to camera when I do comparison videos and do news videos and stuff like that. No guys, this is not my bedroom, even though that is a bed. This is one of my guest rooms, or my guest room. I have my room, my daughter's room, and then this is the guest room, but also doubles as my office. So, that's not my bed. But okay, so I was sitting here and then it dawned upon me like, it's getting colder and colder, and then it's getting cold really quickly. Like when I woke up this morning, it was like 2 degrees Celsius outside. And then, I reached out to Volvo, like, when do you have an EX90 ready for press loan? And they're like, yeah, they don't have a date yet. They don't have a date yet. So it dawned upon me like, all of these cars are going to come to market like in December or January or February, or come here to the shores of Norway. And I'm like, that's not good for the manufacturers. I mean, doing winter testing when it's cold outside is going to make all the EVs look like they have a lot less range than, they usually have. Like, it's going to be really cold here in winter. And of course, that's good for winter testing. But I think the majority of you guys watching may be interested in that, but also are curious to see what range these electric cars are going to get in spring and summer and in fall. So I thought to myself, why don't I travel to somewhere warm and test these electric cars at the same time I test them here when it's cold. So now we get the cold weather testing, and also at the same time we get the warm weather testing, because if I don't do it now, like in December or January, I'm going to have to wait until like May or June again next year. And there may be a lot of people out there like on the fence wondering what electric car to buy, and then you don't have the data. You don't know what kind of range the Volvo EX90 is going to get now at 120 kilometers an hour or 75 miles an hour when it's like 15 or 20 or 25 degrees Celsius. You're going to get the numbers for like 0 and maybe even with snow. And yes, that is helpful, but I think getting both sides of the picture is going to benefit everybody. So I thought to myself, like, why don't I reach out to manufacturers and start trying to, book cars, or see if I can get cars like in California or maybe in southern Spain. But to me, it's like California. I think that's the easiest, at least for the Polestar and the EX90. The EX90 is produced in the US. So I thought that would be easier. So, I started thinking, like, looking at plane tickets, looking at hotels, and like, okay, I can travel to California for like 2 or 3 weeks. I can do intensive testing. I can test a whole bunch of electric cars that we're going to get to market here, and also cars that we don't get. Maybe I can test Rivians, maybe I can test the Silverado EV, maybe I can do lucid testing, because a lot of you guys are from the US. Like between 15 and 20% of the viewership here on my channel are actually US and Canada based. So I thought, yeah, you guys maybe want to see my testing with those cars over there. But the big thing is, it's going to cost me a lot of money. So, I'm in a very comfortable and fortunate place, thanks to all of you guys, that I'm able to do this as a living. And especially the past year, I've been on so many trips. I think I counted like 14 press trips. I've been, on flights like 50 times this year, and I'm so grateful. I'm living my dream. But when I go to these launches, it's very limited. Like, there are parameters where you can go, what you can do, what you can't do. So you do get the testing, but I'm not able to do my testing. And these trips are expensive. So I thought, why don't I go to California? I do all of these independent tests, but it's going to cost me money. I'm going to have to travel. And if I'm going to do, all of these tests in a short amount of time, like over a few weeks, I'm going to need a videographer and maybe even an editor and other people to help me to make good content and to make the content I want, as much content as possible. For me, just, traveling 3 weeks to test 3 or 4 cars, yeah, that really doesn't make sense. I want to test as much as possible. And I'm already working like 60 to 80 hours a week here, pushing in like 3, 4, 5 videos a week. I do everything. I do the videography, I do the editing, I do the planning. I do the thumbnails, I do the descriptions, I do everything. I've been fortunate lately to have, a few guests here on the channel, like the racing driver Hedda Husos in my G-Wagon video, and when I went to, the Continental Proving Grounds in Hanover. I also had Isabel Rustad, another racing driver here on the channel, when I went to Austria and Germany to do the Taycan 1111 kilometer challenge. And I've had a few friends helping me with videography. But this is a bit different. This is like going to be intensive, and I think we're all going to benefit from it. So I really want to do this because of the content. So what I want to do is I want to cover costs. That is all I want to do, because I know, my sponsors pay me money, which pays my salary. I also make money on the actual videos, from YouTube or Google AdSense. But this is going to cost me somewhere between like 50 and 100,000 kroners in plane tickets, hotels, food, all of the logistics, videographer, editor, and other help. It's going to cost me a lot of money. And of course, I could upfront that cost with money I don't have, like borrowing money from my mom or something. And then I can, cross my fingers that I'm going to break even. But for me, right now, I don't have enough viewers, I don't have enough subscribers, I don't have enough income on my channel to take that risk. Even though I think, filming those videos will actually give me a real boost in viewership and subscribership, it's not a guarantee. So I've started talking to my sponsors like Continental, like Saptech, like Campower, which I'm so grateful to be working with. And, it's hard for them to allocate even more budgets, but if I'm lucky, I'm going to get a little bit of money to cover cost. And that's why we're here with this video, because not only do I want to inform you guys about this, but I was thinking maybe you guys just want to help me with a small contribution, and that's why I've started a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is set to 50,000 kroners, which is about, 4,500 euros, which I think if I can get that, that's going to cover like the majority of the cost. I can get something from the sponsors. And for me to cover the rest out of pocket, that's a much smaller risk. Then I can travel, I can, be comfortable. I don't have to be worried like, oh, am I gonna lose a lot of money on this? Are people gonna watch the videos? Then I can travel, I can just, do the content. I can come back here, I can start posting. And yeah, I don't have to be worried, not being able to pay my bills or my car, my apartment, my electricity, and stuff like that. And also, like, lately, a lot of stuff with my camera has been broken. So like from every trip I've been to, I've had to replace parts, which, gets expensive because it's like 1,000 kroners there, 100 euros there, $150 there. So, I never ask you guys for anything except if it's free, like subscribing and giving a like. So this is basically the first time I'm asking you guys for some help. But I reckon if you give, like, I don't know, 5 euros or $5, if we get 1,000 people giving that amount of money, we're there in no time. Like, then that's covered. So that's my idea. I hope you guys are positive. With these things on YouTube, asking for money may not always be a fan favorite. I know there have been YouTubers here and abroad lately asking for help with other stuff, but this is purely for content. And that's why, I'm doing the GoFundMe, because it's completely transparent. You can help, but you're going to see how much you help. And we're going to do a cap at 50,000 kroners. I'm not going to take a kroner more, because that's what I need to cover costs and a little bit more. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get from the sponsors. So guys, I really want to do this because I think nobody else is going to test all of these electric cars the way I do here in Norway at this point in time. Yes, I have my friend like Kyle in California from Out of Spec Reviews, but he does his testing in Colorado where it's like 1,000 meters or 3,000 feet above sea level, or like 500 meters. Different conditions. I want to do this at sea level in California on the motorway, do range tests, and maybe do long trip testing and reviews. So I think I can bring a lot of unique content. And if you guys just contribute a little bit, like $5, even $10 is awesome. So as we say in Norway, or in Norwegian, alle monner drar, which means that every contribution helps, small or big. So guys, thank you very much, and I hope you guys are positive to this, because I really want to do this. And this is not me taking a holiday. I purely want to go to California because the weather in December and in January is guaranteed to be like 20-25 degrees Celsius and sunny weather to get those best conditions. Worst case scenario, I don't get a lot of money. I travel to the south of Spain, to Marbella or to Malaga. The weather isn't going to be that warm, but I still think it's going to be irrelevant. But if we can do the US trip, I think I can also test cars you guys have over there that we don't have here. that people may be interested in. So guys, I hope you helped me, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.